when Tennessee was number 15 in the coaches poll, what was your reasoning behind that?
I felt that coaches were lazy and had felt that they had figured out Tennessee's offense based on last year.
Okay. My argument was very similar. I think it's lazy and lack of ignorance. Now, I'm not going to give the AP a pass, who had Tennessee at number 15 as well, because the AP voters should do their homework. I don't expect coaches to do their homework, have a sports information director, but the coaches had Tennessee at number 15. I firmly believe there is one reason why, and I think it's simple. I think it is Nico Iamaleava. Those close to the program think that he is going to take another step. I'm not just talking about me and Caleb. I'm talking about other reporters that cover Tennessee. I'm talking about those within the program at Tennessee. They believe he's better than Hendon Hooker. They believe he's going to take that step. Yet there are many in the national media that have been burned by Tennessee and Tennessee's quarterback play in particular. Tennessee wasn't ranked in 2022. Hendon Hooker comes out, has a fantastic year. Tennessee almost makes a 14 college playoff. Tennessee was number 15 in 2023. They finished 17 at the conclusion of that season, but really a little worse than that. They were fortunate to play an Iowa team at the end of the year. I don't think that voters trust Nico or trust Josh Heupel yet to know that Nico is really, really good. I think all the talk in the world wouldn't change that. I don't think it mattered. It would matter if he went to SEC media days or not. And I will say this too, Caleb, that you can play off of. I think that I firmly believe that Josh Heupel is downplaying Nico a little bit. He's just been available to media once or twice, didn't go to SEC media days. Is it ignorance that caused Tennessee to be number 15 in the AP poll when I would have had them at 10 or better?
Dave, let's call this what it is. It is people in much of media like to cover themselves while making a bold prediction. So they go with the safe bet in the end, which is the safe bet is, okay, it's safe for everybody to say Nico Iamaleava will be better than Hendon Hooker. Not Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton. But they're then scared to take the leap of, well, that means Tennessee's going to be very, very, very good. That just feels risky, doesn't it?
Yes.
But
you don't want to look wrong. You don't want to look like an ignoramus.
Yeah, exactly. It feels risky. So even though logically they find themselves seeing Tennessee to be the better team, they can't bring themselves to do it. Now, here's the other part. Everybody talks about Nico. There's two types of Nico talkers. There's me and Dave. We're like, we're just bold. We're like, this dude is generational. You don't know what you're missing. This dude's insane. And then there's the other one of the very, I call it coach speak, of the highly touted recruit that's just like, well, he's got potential. He could be good. If he's this, he could be good. You know, we're just going to have to see what happens. Go all in. Nico Iamaleava, I'm sorry. I'm not here, and I'm going to tell you this straight up, Dave.
Joe says we are the media. We're referring to the national media. Go ahead, Caleb.
Right. I'm not here for Nico Iamaleava to have potential. And I'll tell you why. $8 million. I got 8 million reasons for me to not believe in Nico as just a potential quarterback who could be very good. No, you pay him that money at college to be generational, game-changing, program set, trend setter, like just alter the course of college football history. So if he doesn't do that, then it's a letdown. And to think that he would do anything short of that, given the money they paid him, well, then you're not really serious. Then you have to acknowledge to yourself, if you're a national media member, you don't think they should have paid him that money.
No. And in retrospect, they had to pay him that money. They're never going to pay that type of money again. But do you know? Yeah, I mean, you know better than most, but do you know Washington's quarterback situation? Do you know the up and coming quarterbacks across the nation? I mean, if you're a voter for the AP, you should, but I don't think that a lot of the AP voters put the time into it that they should. And I think that copying the coaches poll to some extent was the easy way to do it. But I would not have Tennessee at 15. And I think the uncertainty about the quarterback position cost them at least 5 points. I almost think if Joe Milton was coming back, they'd be rated 15 or higher. Am I wrong?
No. I agree. And that's why that's my issue with this poll. That's my major issue with this poll, is that they didn't factor in at all the changes in quarterback play. And honestly, that's for me. It's really bad for coaches. Don't get me wrong, but it's pretty embarrassing for media members too, isn't it?
Yes. I think it's very embarrassing. I think that you should take it very seriously, and I don't think a lot of people do. I know people that have voted for this, Caleb, and they have absolutely spent 2 or 3 hours. I mentioned that to you before. I mean, to rank 25 teams should take you a long, long time.
Oh, it absolutely should take you a long time. And you should be doing thorough research on it. I get many, to be fair on this, and I want to be fair, many journalists can be overworked and underpaid in the fields that they're in. And then it's like, oh, you got to do this ranking of a top 25 that doesn't even impact the outcome of college football games anymore. And it can be frustrating. I understand that. But I do think, I mean, Dave, I'm with you. I think you have a responsibility, if you're going to have a vote, to do thorough research on it. I don't think that's crazy to ask, honestly. And yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah. So I've got kind of an issue with it. I get it. I do. I mean, I really, really do get it. But I do think at the same time, I take rankings seriously in the sense of, for those who don't know, the rankings, the journalism, the reporting, that's a staple of college football more than any other sport. You wield power as a media member in college football more than you do in any other sport, because the media and writing made college football what it is. Grantland Rice's superb writing in the 1920s helped build college football as a national sport. I
agree with that.
Yeah. And so you got to take some pride in what you're doing. And you can't be in favor of Josh Heupel throwing $8 million at Nico, but then not think he's going to be so generational that he's going to immediately make Tennessee great. You can't hold those two thoughts in your head. If you give him $8 million, he should be great immediately. Otherwise, that's a waste of money. You don't pay that money otherwise.